I can say this over the last sort of coming on for 25 years. The most common question I get about presentation is, Andy, when am I going to stop feeling nervous? And the answer to that question, my friends, is this: never, never. I've been working as a professional trainer. I mean, people like me and Jen, our job is basically professional presenter. It's what we do. A large part of our job is to present ideas to other people, right? And I can tell you that the nerves never ever go away, nor should they. Your goal should not be to get rid of those nerves, to amputate them, to make them stop, because what do the nerves actually mean? The nerves mean that you care about the outcomes, about what's happening, that there's a risk, and you care about that.
When your sky is gray and your sun's gone away, how you gonna be a happy leader today? Worry not, step this way, a better way of leading is within reach, you got this. And no drama needed, we'll put a spring in your step and teach you just what to say, and let go all of that stress in a sustainable way. So let's get this crazy show on the way.
This is The Happy Leader, the show that gives you the confidence to say what you want to say.
And say it in the best possible way.
Office pants, we'll give you grief until you shit in your pants. What's that, HR? We was just joking, don't listen to this dog. Everybody hates him.
Well, check it out, guys. If it isn't little Davy the dog.
What are you doing in our meeting room, pipsqueak?
What you got in the bag, Davy boy? Tampons? Whoa!
Check it out, everyone! Davy Boy's got his presentation on a memory stick. What a dork!
Dorky boy gets so nervous in presentations, his dark-colored glasses steam up as he's reading it.
Dorky boy gets so nervous in presentations, even his audience starts hating themselves.
Dorky boy gets so nervous in presentations, his deodorant company runs out of stock. Woo! Yeah!
Dorky boy gets so nervous in presentations that the weather forecast gives out a red alert for a crap storm in his pants!
Oh, you gonna cry, Dorky boy?
Oh, you want this memory stick back, Dorky boy? Oops!
Nothing, Mrs. McCluskey. We was just fooling around. A little bit of horseplay. Ain't that right, Davy boy?
Thank you, boss. See you later. You got saved by the bell on this one, but I've got my eyes on you, Dorky boy. I'm gonna play Candy Crush the whole time because it's gonna suck.
So understand, first of all, what it is that makes you feel nervous. So from my clients, it's something like this. They're speaking English as a second language. They need to present to the board, to the leadership team, to the regional team in a second language. It makes you nervous. Obviously, no shit. Like, I'm more nervous if I'm presenting, say, in Turkish, my second language, than if I'm presenting in English.
Yeah.
It's creating nerves, right? So you need to do something to prepare for that, right? The second thing is, I would say, is if it's high stakes, you really want the outcome. You really care about the outcome. And they may say no. Or if it's high level, you're dealing with like your boss's boss, you know, the board or something like this. And a final one really is if it's a massive audience. If you're not used to speaking at presentations, conferences, doing keynotes, you're going to be speaking in front of 1,000 people. That's a lot of faces. So you need to understand that you're going to be feeling nervous in those situations, and you need to adapt and you need to prepare.
What does preparation include?
So for me, I would say it's something like this. First of all, if it's high level or high stakes, those nerves are good. And it's good to sort of, it's good to go with that kind of energy, because it communicates to the audience that this is a person who gives a shit. And we want people who give a shit to be taking care of business. So I think that's the first thing. Don't worry too much about it, right? So obviously, we don't want any sort of issues with voice or fluency or things like that. So when I talk to my clients, they're kind of looking for some sort of crutch in situations like that. They'll make their PowerPoint deck, they'll make the message of what they want to say. And then what they'll start doing is start writing things down. Writing down sentences, things to memorize and remember or something like that. You need to stop doing that. Like, you should never have a pencil in your hand when you're preparing your presentation, because fundamentally, written and spoken communication are very different. The way that we subconsciously choose words, build sentences, we never repeat words when we're writing. We're subconsciously trained not to. There's no pausing. We use long, complex sentences. We want simple words, repeated words. We want pausing. We want lots of short questions, short sentences. That's easy to listen to. If it's easy to listen to, people will listen. So what I would suggest is this: make your slide deck, get your smartphone, start the voice recorder, and say the presentation. Just say it. Then you can understand the timing. If it's a 20-minute presentation, that recording should be no more than 15 minutes. Because we're going to ad lib, we're going to get questions. Then you can listen to that a few times and just understand the gist of it, right? The second thing I would say is that there needs to be at least one thing in there that you're excited about. Maybe it's a joke, maybe it's a result, maybe it's a story, but something that you're really excited to tell them. Because if you're going with that sort of excitement, you will communicate that subconsciously to the audience, right? Anything else with this? I would say, really, the key that you're aiming for, it's all about your audience. It's not about you. It's all about delivering audience to them. So just think about the pleasure pain principle, right? People are either running towards pleasure or running away from pain. So ultimately, the easiest thing is to think about their biggest pain point in relation to your topic, in relation to what it is that you're talking about, and start with this. Ask a question about this. Tell a story that brings you to that point and say that pain point. Articulate it. That will be the alarm clock that wakes them up and says, oh, yeah, exactly. This is, I should listen to this. Then come with the solution.
Hey there, beautiful. What's this? Let me tell you, heartbreaker. It's your internal training team.
Oh, yeah.
Getting ready, steady, go to come on over to your internal training session so they can
For you to Are your internal training programs boring as Don't feel bad, they all are. It's time to unboring your internal training programs with the Happy Leader Training Experience. Gifts, memes, skits, characters, stories, games, and a whole lot more. And cost-effective, do-it-with-you options available. Unboring your internal training programs today. What?
handling the nerves in the moment. There's two tricks that I learned from Dr. Andrew Huberman that are great, and I would suggest you try them. So the first one is the physiological sigh. And this is a breathing pattern that helps you release the carbon dioxide in your blood that builds up as you get stressed. And this is very simple. So what you want to do is take 2 inhale, one that would fill your lung, and then a small one, and then a long exhale. So it goes like this.
Right.
Yeah. Right. And you want to repeat that. Yeah. 1, 2, 3 times. And this will help instantly calm you down. So that's something you can try in the moment. Another one that you can try in the moment is lateral eye movement. So this is simply you can take 2 sides of a table or 2 sides of your computer or whatever, and just look left and right. Lateral movement for 10 to 30 seconds. And I already feel my body.
You keep your head still.
Yes, thank you. You only move your eyes and from one side to the other. And what that does, even though it looks a little bit crazy,
it feels good though.
It feels good, right? It relaxes your body. And what that does is that it calms down the amygdala, which is the threat detection center in your brain. So in the moment, it will just help you calm down. So those are 2 little things that you can do if you feel like stress is building up before you step on stage or before you step in front of the boardroom, to just calm you down and increase the probability of you being more in control during your presentation.
You're cool, fool, she ain't no sap. Corporate to reaffab. That race who's be chatting. The base, but she's still the top shotter in the corporate rat race. Let's take a look at the UK and EMEA marketing launch for our new product, Coolio Soothing Hemorrhoid Ointments. George, you're up first.
What, me? Am I not at the end of the meeting?
Come on, George, in your own time.
Okay, so the first slide is the POSM materials strategy for the National Pharmacy campaign launch.
Fam, lock this off. This is boring. Cause all these digits? What is this, school? Fam, you're screwing up the base with this. You get me?
Shall I move on to the ATL strategy?
Fam, check yourself, okay? If Coolio Soothing Hemorrhoids Ointment were an OG gangster rapper, what bars would it be spitting?
Bars? Do you want to see the predicted market share bar chart for the end of Q1?
Fam, stop chatting. Start rapping. What is Coolio's rap, fam?
Rap?
Rap.
Yo! Bring the ruckus! Name's Coolio and I'm good for your bum. If I catch you in Shropshire, you'll catch my pa's shotgun. Spank my body, it feels delightful. If you diss my mummy, I'll get my air rifle. Spread me all over, you know you want to. No more ring of fire with a twerking crew.
I'ma say it. This right there, fam. This bar right there. These bars are the hardest bars that Budweiser Pharmaceutical has ever known. This is the campaign right there.
What the actual fuck?